Hello Excel champions, it's William aka Dr. Excel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a graph with positive numbers in one color and the negative number in another color in Excel automatically. So for example, we want to show the gain in green and the losses in red, and this in an automatic manner, whatever the figure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the file that you can download. It's going to be right below the video. I'm going to put the link for you. This way you can follow with me and reuse the file if you want to improve it. So here we have like the profit for a company for several months, and we want to display it in different colors. The problem here, I can select, for example, one day and change the one point and change the color. For example, I can put this one in red, but the problem is it's gonna be fixed. You know, this one is for, it's minus 40 is for January. If now I put 50, you know, the color is always gonna be for January. It's not going to adapt when I change the figure. So we cannot use this technique. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to make two series. So one of them is going to be, so here we're going to keep the original one. So it's going to be profit. Here I'm going to make another one. I'm going to call it gain, and this one loss. Okay. And this one is going to be if, so if the profit is positive, where is it? Then we're gonna put it here, and otherwise it's gonna be 0. So in that case, we only have the month where we have a net gain. And here we're gonna make another series, which is gonna be equal if this is positive. So if it's a gain, then we don't put anything here, we put 0, and if it's a loss, we put this value. So basically these two formulas help us separate which months are gain and which months are loss. And now this is what we're going to use for our graph. I'm going to insert a new graph. This way you can compare. So I'm gonna so what kind of graph do I need? I need stacked. That's important actually. I need stacked columns. Why? Because we want the we're never going to have two kinds of data, and we want them to display exactly at the same point. So what's going to happen? We're going to have the gain on top and the loss on the bottom, but if we use stacked, they're going to be exactly on the same column. If I use a graph which is like this, we're going to have, you know, there's going to be a slight discrepancy. They're not going to be on the same, exactly on the same point. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start like this so you can see what happens. I'm gonna start like this, chart title, and I have to select the data. I don't want the profit, it's no use for me here. So here you see we have either profit, yeah, we can't really see it, but we see that here it's more at the beginning of the month, and here it shows at the end of the month. So it's better actually here to use I have to change the chart type to use a stacked column. You know, you see that here it's more aligned. That's it's a bit of a subtle detail, but that's important. And now I can choose which color I want to apply. So I'm going to where is it? Here, the fill. I'm gonna put, so for the here it's for the gain. I'm gonna put it in green. Well, that's up to you to decide. So here I can't select it. I don't know why. If I put minus 50, because it's below the axis, and I'm gonna fill it in red. Okay. So here I have my gain and loss in red. What's cool here is if I change the figure, here I put minus 60, for example, I correct my figures, automatically the data becomes red, you know, the data point becomes negative and red, and this allows me to have my data better illustrated. So that's something that you can actually use for any kind of formulas. That's that's a way to make sort of a conditional graph. Whenever you want to have different treatment, different format on a series, what you're gonna do is you're going to make separate series with each one with a special formatting, and you are going to make sure that in each case you only have one series which has the value. So another example that we could do, I'm gonna leave you work on it if you wanna see how it works, but for example we could make red if it's negative, red if it's a loss, orange if it's below 50, and green if it's higher than 50. And in that case we would make 3 series, and with if formulas we would make sure that the value shows in the right column, and we would have one column in in red, orange, and green, and that would make us three kind of columns that we will have here. Okay, so that's a general rule and very useful for conditional graphs. So you can download the file right below if you want to reuse it or improve it, and I will see you tomorrow for a new Excel tip. Don't forget to subscribe, this way you will get notified as soon as I publish it. See you tomorrow, ciao!